Hello, happy Wednesday. Give me a moment for everything to load. So I'm sure we're online and I can share the link with in our Facebook group as well. Because today we are speaking about combining combining your passions to teach worldwide. And I believe that the intention of everything that we do at Enga is for you to teach worldwide. Because if you're a non-native English speaker and if you want to start teaching in English, chances are that you want to move abroad, teach somewhere else. Let me double check. Yeah, we're live. We're live. Okay. In the meantime, I'm going to hit live on Instagram as well and take you through the topic of today. So I gave a little bit of an introduction on Facebook as well. Hello, everyone joining me on Instagram. Hello, everyone joining me on Facebook. If you're here, let me know that you are here. Write in the comments how you're feeling. And let me know as well if you have the intention to start teaching abroad or teach in a different country, whether you are traveling or whether you want to move somewhere else. Are you thinking of teaching abroad? And it could also be that you stay in your own country and start teaching abroad online, because when you teach online, you've got a lot of opportunities and it really gives you the chance to start teaching in different places. Hi, how are you doing, everyone? Nice to see you all. All right. Double checking. We're live in the group, live on the page, live on Instagram. Amazing. So combining your passions to teach worldwide. And I really think this goes back to the foundation of your business. So a lot of the times we've got an idea that we want to start in a different place, or we want to teach in a different place, or we want to go to a specific country. And from there, we might decide that we want to teach yoga to a specific group of people, or teach yoga for a specific purpose, or teach yoga to whatever it is. Really, there's always something that we've got in our mind. There's always an idea that we start with. So all businesses really, and whether or not you think of yourself as an entrepreneur or of a business owner, but let's go with that concept for now. All businesses start with an idea or a dream. They have a vision. They want to share something with the world, or they want to help other people. They have something to offer that other people could benefit from. And that's you too, because you're a yoga teacher. There are many, 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 many different people in this world that could benefit from your services and from your knowledge, from the experience that you have gained, from the skills that you have gained in your yoga teacher training, but also through the experiences practicing with other teachers. So there's a lot that you have to offer and that you shouldn't underestimate. Because I completely understand that when you've got your idea, that you've got this dream and vision, you might feel that maybe they're not going to go with your classes because there are so many other teachers. There's a lot of competition. Maybe you feel like you're not knowledgeable or skillful enough, or maybe you feel like you first need to do a million other things before you can actually develop your idea. So I think it's key here that you start to work on your mindset and look at the way that you talk to yourself and the way that you think when you want to develop your ideas and your goals. And without getting really specific about what it is, what your vision is, first starting with the way that you think about yourself and your quality. So the things that you're good at, or believe that you're not good enough yet at. So that's step number one, really. That's step number one, tuning in with your mindset, understanding what your limiting beliefs are, understanding as well that your skills, knowledge, and your experience is good enough to actually build your vision or to build your business. And from there, we can start looking at how you want to do this. Let me double check if there's comments in, because I see notifications popping up. If you have a question about this or you want to share your experience with this topic, reply in the comments or send me a private message, because I would absolutely love to connect with everyone and hear your ideas, or maybe answer your questions if you have them. Now, when you look at ways to combine your services, and I think especially in our community, so the Teach Yoga and English support group, we've got a lot of teachers that did something before they became a yoga teacher. So maybe they were a physiotherapist, or maybe they were a massage therapist, or maybe they did sessions of Reiki or mindfulness, or anything that's not necessarily straight away related to teaching yoga. For example, myself, I was an English teacher before I started teaching yoga, and I combined that too. So it doesn't necessarily have to be something related to yoga, but it is another passion or another skill that you have that you can combine it with your passion for teaching yoga. So it might as well be that then you've got multiple ideas. You've got so many things going on and so many ideas of what you want to do that you get a little bit lost and you get a little bit stuck. And that's where you really want to go back to your mindset and become very specific in what it is that you are most passionate about. What do you most want to do? What would you like to be helping people with for the unforeseeable future? So this is a very long period of time that you don't know anything about yet, because all of it is in the future and is uncertain, but it's something that you see yourself doing for a very, very, very long period of time. And a lot of teachers get stuck here, because this is the point for many where they think they should choose something that's most profitable. So something that will be the most easy to earn money with. And that really is not the case, because there are tons of other teachers out there. And this is not to disencourage you, but there are tons of other teachers out there with the same qualities. But people want to go to a teacher or a person, and it could be a mentor or a coach, anyone really that can help them with a very specific thing. And this is when we speak about niching or choosing a niche. And if you don't really like, business terms, or if you don't really consider yourself an entrepreneur or a business owner yet, just go with the concepts for now. We don't have to name anything, but I do think it's important that we get very specific in our offering. So the way that we create visibility online. So when you choose a niche, we want to choose people with a specific problem that you can help. So the passions and the skills that you want to combine with teaching yoga are things that you can help other people with. So go with the example of a mindfulness coach. And I think these two things are very closely aligned, but let's go with these examples. So a yoga teacher and a mindfulness coach. Not every mindfulness practitioner practices yoga and the other way around, so you can easily combine it. Let me think, where was I? So we look at the problems that this person has that you can then combine with your service, and you can combine an offering or a service for with your passion and your skills that you already have. So if you teach yoga and you have mindfulness, and maybe you have chosen a person that feels very ungrounded, they feel like they're maybe a little bit lost in their life, they don't really know what to do, they're involved in many different projects, but they don't really have a purpose, you then can combine yoga and mindfulness together to help them carve out a pathway or gain more clarity as to what they want to do in the future. And these things don't have to be just yoga classes. They can be coaching sessions or training sessions. You can help them with workbooks, or you can help them with specific training, really getting into their mind and maybe let more out of their minds when they're in this stage, and more into how they're feeling and what they feel deep inside they want to do. So think of your own qualities, think of your own skills, your own talents, your passions rather, and think about what you could combine with your yoga classes. And like I said, it doesn't have to be just yoga classes or a physical practice of any kind. It can be a combination of things, which you then can create a course for, or a program, or a workshop series, or one workshop at once. It can be a coaching program. There's many, many different options here. But this really is the foundation. And then when speaking about going abroad, I think building your own online presence is one of the most important things, or really the key or first thing that you want to do. Because when you're abroad, you don't have the same contacts, or you don't have the same links that you already have in the place that you live. So you might not know the yoga studios, you might not know the yoga community, you might not know anyone that's there, but you still want to be able to find or attract the right people. Obviously, when you do this abroad, when you do this online, you don't necessarily have to look for a physical space to do this, or meet people in person to do this. When you do it online, you can teach online and host your courses online and still travel wherever you want to. But what you can do when you are abroad is then start your how do I say this right? So not advertising, because that's the first thing I was thinking of. I wouldn't say advertising, but start gearing your content. So everything that you're posting on social media, so on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, wherever it is, start gearing it to the place that you want to teach, or the place that you want to build your community. So say that, for example, you now live in Spain, and you want to move to India. You want to move to India. Now India's fine. You then want to really get into the mindset of the people that live there, the demographics, so understanding at what time they are online, what they really want, first of all, but find a way to reach them before you already go there. So you can start building your relationships, and you can start building a network. You can also get in touch with schools or studios or centers or retreat centers, or any type of organization that you could collaborate with. Because if you have your own business, it might mean that you don't want to work at that place, but it might mean that you can collaborate with them, so that you both gain visibility from each other, and you both really benefit from each other, because you're sharing the same audience, or the same niche, or the same people that you're working with. All right, so do your research before you start doing this, and before you start getting into combining all these different things, because you really want to first know what your passions are. So what is something that you can do for the unforeseeable future? How can you combine these passions with teaching yoga? Then who are the people that you want to teach? And what really is it that they need from you? So is there a specific problem that you can help them with? Or is this a specific need that they have, or desire that they have? And that can be anything. It can be something mentally, emotionally. It can be a life struggle. It can be something physically. There's really no limit to this. But you need to find this out through doing your research. There's only really one way, and by really getting into understanding who they are and what they need from you. And from there, what they need from you, that will tell you what your offering can be. And like I mentioned before, this can be a course, a program, a coaching program. It can be private classes. It can be a training of any kind, a workshop series. There are many, many different things that you can choose from. All right. So quickly summing up, combining your passions to teach worldwide. We've got two options here. Teaching online, which is, I believe, it's easier to build and it's more profitable, because you can teach anywhere in the world, but you can teach a specific location too. So all businesses start with an idea or a dream, and you need to become overcome the mindset, or overcome the mindset blocks, that keep you where you are right now and maybe not pursuing your dreams. So what are your limiting beliefs, and what are your limiting thoughts, or fears, or maybe types of resistance that come up when pursuing your dream? Then have a look at how to combine your passion. And it can be anything, like I said, anything related to the fields of yoga and wellness, but also anything that doesn't necessarily relate straight away. Then starting your business. So define your passion, your goals for your business, the vision for your business, choose the people that you want to work with, understand their problem, understand the need that they have, and what it is that you can offer through combining your passion and your skills with teaching yoga. And I hope that for many actually already that teaching yoga is a passion and is a skill that you have, but there's always something more that if you want to, you can combine here. And once you know what it is that they need, develop your offerings. Hadirs, I'm from a small city in Egypt. Yoga is in my city is not public. I take the first yoga course in Cairo. I was traveling for 3 hours, 3 times. Wow. That's a long time. That's a long ride for you, 3 times a week. Really nice. So from there, once you understand, combine your, you can start developing your offerings. And then build your online presence. So really gearing all of the things that you're posting online, on Instagram, on Facebook, TikTok, whatever you're using, gearing it to your demographics, so the people that you want to reach. And if they are in different parts of the world, that's fine too. But we really want to know what they want to hear from you, so that you stand out in the crowd of all the yoga teachers that are out there already. All right, so this is a little bit of an introduction to how to teach abroad and how to teach internationally, whether it's in person or online. I hope it has given you a little bit of clarity, a little bit of a spontaneous action. We were meant to hear with our community interviews, but we've had some trouble getting online. So I hope to see all of you next week again, and I'm going to quickly check what we're doing next week. If you have questions about this topic and you want to know more, send me a message. Always feel free to send messages and send me your questions. I think next week we might be back with a Q&A. I'm going to double check. No, next week I'm going to double check. I can't see. Sorry, I can't see right now. Just look at the stories to check what's coming up. Become a part of the Facebook group if you aren't already. So there's the Teach Yoga and English support group on Facebook. Any questions, send me a message. Have a great rest of your day. And I hope to see all of you very, very soon again. Sending you lots of love.